Oh, cheesy guys, my name is Doge here. Welcome to another video. I know you haven't seen me do videos in a long time. I'll be explaining that, and I'll be explaining this new test run. I'm sorry I have Ferric over there. Whatever. um, this new test run, it has some pretty interesting stuff, like new gear sets, and you see my gear is a little changed, and you see the deck is a lot different. The reason for that, we have new guilds. I'm already in the guild with somebody else because and this is Ferric's guild. Ferric's guild is really amazing. You see all the craziness. We have new things about the guilds and everything. Um, these guilds, I gotta say it. I'm impressed about the guilds because one day you get exclusive new TCs. You get to do a new type of system called raids, and these raids I'm gonna admit it right now. Raids are really good. They are really helpful, and they have placeholders for now, like the participation trophies and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's gonna be that kind of way. I think um the any kind of stuff that you get from here, you get really well at it, or you might just be like, oh yeah, this is not even good. This is actually the most difficult challenge of all of Wizard 101. And here's why. You have to strategize. You have a Vanguard team, an outer combat team, and an outer support team. Apparently, these raids, and I'm going off of other people's videos because, well, hey, I'm back, and here's the thing. You get different kind of bosses, you get different kind of minions, it's all random. As you may know, there's 3 bosses in each stair. They changed it to have now a minion, and their health is a lot higher. They didn't change the second wave bosses because, well, hey, it was difficult as is, and they don't want to cause tension. Apparently, the thing about these guilds is that there's PvP, you can do decorating, or you can do the raids. Now, my overall opinion of the raids, I do like them. I've done them a ton of times, and I was doing outside support, and I was jading for Vanguard at times. Vanguard is more difficult than it seems to be because I kept dying to the Gobbler Guard, except for when it was outside, and I was able to do a lot of damage to it. Now, overall, do I hate this update? No. I'm actually kind of glad because they changed some gear from the Professor's Horde pack. As you may know, my gear is different. You may see a lot of Dworgen stuff. They updated the Dworgen stuff, and they updated everything. And trust me, the Dworgen stuff is what I mainly am focused on. Because mainly, every spell, every gear set you get for like if you're doing Headmaster or like the Professor's Horde pack, you get a tier 3. You get basically. Let me go into the spell limits and what is it? You get the 3rd tier of your rank 6 spell. Now you're probably wondering, oh, that's not bad. That's actually really good. Because if you're gonna do PvP and you're gonna have this, and be 150, you're gonna have the tier 3. Now, obviously, there's repercussions to it, and you may think, oh yeah, there. This is the new rank 6 pip, because Myth has a thing. This is new rank 6 pip. So, if anything, the Stone Colossus will be the 6-pip AoE. Same with Colossus, the 6 pips, and then you got Storm, and you got Triton over there. Then, and you get Hierophant, you know the drill. And you got Hydra. Hydra is really good. I would prefer doing Hydra if you're gonna do Hydra, that's be good. But if you're gonna do, I would recommend, if you're doing anything, go for which path you want. If you're gonna do the blades, oh, that would be really good to pull off. But that's not my opinion, it's yours. Apparently they give the tier 3 version. Now, you're probably wondering, oh, what's so good about it? What's so amazing? The other set pieces of the gear is what makes this really, makes the Merciless look like a joke to you. The Dworgen hat, the Dworgen boots, give a 45 blade. They did not give this before. They gave 0 stats, and I need to check on my fire to see if they changed the fire stats, because they might have. Let me go check on it now, and see, because he has the Dahlia boots as well. Let's see what it gives, because if the Dworgen boots are really good, no doubt about it, they're gonna change. They probably will change. No, they didn't change that. Wow. So if you have the old ones, you are pretty much good to go, and your gear won't change. So this is the old gear, Mulinda. So you see how this is not this is like, this is the the gear for this. And I know why I'm not using this one, because Dahlia's a lot better, and you know Dahlia's better. You can't skip out on that pip chance or anything, and you get freaking decent pip and got good damage. But what? Yeah, and I'm gonna be using this for my PvP, so don't freaking judge me. I haven't full. I need to remake this. Unless I get spell proof, and then I could put freaking Giver on it. Yeah, this is the pet, so shiny. Yeah, so apparently if you get the newer stuff, the gear will be changed. If you don't get the newer stuff, the gear won't be changed. And I feel like that's good, because they're not gonna be changing the gear much. And I feel like and they did not change anything in PvP. They changed a lot of stuff. So as you may know, they also they also changed the stats. This is what I like about it, because they changed. Oh, they made Monster Mash no PvP. God dang it! I was hoping they would make it PvP. But the main hype is what this is. The Mass Death Trap. You can only get that from the Dragoon hat. You can only get that from the Dragoon hat. As you may know, let me head to the catacombs for this one. I'm sorry if I'm going around to different areas. Where was the catacombs again? Ugh, my brain's fire. I never done the catacombs on my death. I don't want to, because the catacombs is actually a lot harder than the freaking other one. Than most. So I wouldn't recommend it. So I'm heading down here, heading over here. Yeah, you already know where we're heading to, so this is the only thing I hate about it, is that we can't use our mounts, and I hate that we can't use our mounts. What the heck? Yeah, but that's the only thing. The only person that actually completed that only thing about this is if you want to do lore, you go through and you do all the bosses. If you don't want to do it and you want Fire and Dragoon, you got King Idiot over there.
Looks like you.
Shut up. Shut up, Zeke. I don't care about you. Don't freaking hate on me for hating Zeke. He's just one of them people. But yeah, if you go over here and you go to the hats, you notice they have a mass death trap, and it's 2 of them. The Dworgen one, you don't get that, but you get about 1 of them, in which I feel like getting 1 of them is pretty decent. I can see people using this mainly for different gear setups, and with the dual school, people can run Ice Mastery pretty much easily and do an Ice Mastery weakness setup. And I'll be really happy with it when it comes out, because I will be getting all the pieces of the Dworgen set, and I will change my gear completely and into the Dworgen set. And basically, Dworgen set will be really powerful when you do a weakness setup. And you're probably wondering, what's so great about the weakness setup? The weakness setup, if you get this set off, the ice spells are really, really good, because I believe, I don't know what's the accuracy on it, but I'm going to check right now, and I'm sorry if I'm going around a lot, but it's the thing. I believe I have TCs of it. They are 85%. Yeah, they're 85%. You can easily run Ice Mastery and not have to worry about their pips and anything like that. Because I run a Marshmallow pet because of reasons. And I need to change that and I'm trying to change that to this pet, but the Death Dactyl. Yeah, the Death Dactyl, I like that a lot. And I hope they don't change it. Oh yeah, because this one's a failed because of 9. But if I get a Pierce on it, it'll be good. But hey, you see, most of their spells are 80. Most of their spells are 80. The main thing is the Jin. It will be 7, even though it's 75. Um, Ice does not have a problem with fizzles, and I've been noticing that, because here's the thing: Iceburn Jin is really good, and you can always count on that. The only downfall that I would say of the Merciless, and this is like the only downfall I've noticed, is that if you're doing Storm, if you're going to keep Merciless, I would recommend keeping if you're gonna do anything, don't go for the Dworgen hat. If you're doing Death PvP and you want to use Merciless, you can do that's completely fine to do Merciless, but understand you don't need a tri-school, you need a dual school, but you get that extra freaking aura, which gives you an extra 5 pips. So I just run 83. That's just me. Because I actually just need that. That's for death. And if I were to ever run a robe, it will be this robe, the Dworgen Sinister Smock, because of that Wraith. Ugh. Sorry, I just woke up. So you may see me just stretching out a little bit, trying to make my ass up. Compared to Merciless, I do gotta admit, the spells are way different. You get the Solomon Crane, yes, which you can do really good with a Bone Dragon strat. But that Wraith, if you are running a weakness setup, in which I reckon, and I can see School Heavy Base going for, if they rock this pet, and I can see people doing a lot of Scion strategies for weakness, or Jin strategies. And to be honest, I've seen mainly people do, Oni strategies. But if they do Jin and weakness, that will be really, really useful. Because then that will make Grim Reader good for 8 pips and 1 shad. And yes, I do have that. And it will make Wraith extremely, extremely better than it originally was if you upgrade it. Which I haven't, which I need to do that in Live Realm before it gets to the point. But yeah, you get the tier 3 stuff, and that's really, really good if you want to run there. I only use this for life, and I should be using it in the raids for life wizards. I wouldn't recommend doing headless. If you're gonna do headless, don't do it. I'm trying to get Banshee up, so don't worry about what I'm doing. You can do your own damn thing. Oh, don't worry about why I didn't pick lower path. I'm doing upper path for reasons. For health reasons. And I'm doing bottom path for there, and you're probably wondering, how do I get... You're probably wondering, why am I showing you this? It's because most people don't go into depth of the PvP. I do. You can tell, like, everybody just saying, oh, yeah, this is the best spell, you need this, you need that. With me, I feel like if this new update gets out there, we could see a lot of big changes with gear. Probably, like, gear changes, like, people could switch to, instead of doing Merciless, which has Storm, you can go to Dworgen and have an Ice Gen ready to go. Have, like, I can see people using Ice Gen, using Scion of Death. I can see that in people. And Scion is actually extremely well made for this kind of stuff. Like, Scion is a weakness base. Now, if you were to do Storm, I would recommend getting up to the Thermal Onis freaking Jit set thing to get weaknesses into traps, turn DOTs dots into weaknesses, and I can see that it being a strat with freaking Death Scion of Death, or Ice Gen. But Ice Gen has its weaknesses to weaknesses. What your weaknesses on you can turn to weaknesses on him. Basically, Ice is really... I think Ice, if they continue this, Ice Mastery could be a viable thing instead of Myth Mastery. And you think, oh, Myth Mastery's a lot better. Yeah, I know Myth Mastery's a lot better because of Medusa and everything. But I think with this new one, I can see a lot of people changing their strategies from Earthquake to something a little more versatile, like like a combo of Wraith into something else. And you can get access to Steel Ward a lot quicker with that 1 pip, and you can get access to a Colossus. And that's what I mainly am happy about. is that you can get access to Colossus a lot quicker. If you're going to be doing Death Mastery and you do Colossus, you can basically use your Doom Oni strat and change it to a Colossus strat, and basically that will be really good. Blighthound is another good one. You can change the damage of 455 and add 75 times 4. 75 times 4. I'm gonna do the math for you. 75 times 4. 300 plus 455. You get a decent, good hit for there, and if you want to, you can get Angry Snow Pigs. I wouldn't recommend upgrading it, but you can also get these kind of certain spells just from farming. I was considering doing Fire Mastery, because Fire Mastery seems really fun to do, and I would definitely do it for the Steel Blade if I'm going up against a Death, and then I can set up a gen really quickly. But other than that, the strategies are really heavy based. Our strategies are really heavy based on weaknesses. Which is really good, but we have to, and I understand it's like, oh yeah, you get better stuff out of it, but understand something, you don't need better stuff if you're gonna do freaking Stone Colossus or Minotaur. I would recommend it, or something like that. You get tier 3 on these kind of spells. And trust me when I say you're going with this new gear, I can see changes of where people can run, instead of Myth Mastery every single time, Balance Mastery, into an Ice Mastery, into something crazy like Storm Mastery for life. Because Storm Mastery is pretty fun when you can turn DOTs into blades. You can chain it with Storm Shark. Storm Shark's really good for if you're alive. You can have a Storm Shark ready at your disposal just to have that heal blade, and where you can Satyr for a ton. I can see that in there, and I can see them using freaking Stormzilla for the extra damage. I can see that. And where Storms can run Death Mastery. I can see that too. You may think like, oh yeah, that's not gonna be possible. Thing is, it will be very viable. And where I see maybe Death using Ice Mastery, in which is a really good strategy. I mean, you gotta admit that it's really good. I've done it before. Yeah, I could see them using different strategies and comboing out of them. Heck, I even have more. I could see using Fire Mastery, because Fire Mastery is really good, and Fire using Life Mastery. I can see that, but for different purposes. And trust me, when I believe this is gonna, or even Life using Storm Mastery, even that would be really good. Yeah, you can, or seeing Balance use either Fire Mastery or Death Mastery for their own purposes to have that, or even Ice using Myth Mastery. Ice is using Myth Mastery, that would probably set off a whole freaking different story. But the main thing is, if you're gonna do these, I would recommend it. If anything, I would recommend changing the boots and the robe, and keeping the hat the same, because then you can basically combo out of something like this. And trust me, they're going to do that, and I really, really wish they would do it already, because then that would change the whole game up a lot from using freaking myth mastery, balance mastery into different masteries that I can see viable with different stuff with different items. I understand like balance mastery for the clockwork. I understand it, but just imagine it. Ice mastery? Heck yeah. And you can have a storm spell to go along with it to change DOTs and the weaknesses pretty fast. And I can see heal overtimes being a little more useful. Because to set up a storm gen or anything, and I can see storms using life mastery for their you. I can see storms using death mastery to combo their blades or weaknesses. I can see that. So then it will set off like, oh yeah, the school balances of it, and when. And here's the thing, uh, death is versatile with all things, but I can see other schools running death mastery just to get an extra weakness or two to go against the opponents, and just so they can there. Because what I'm seeing here is this is a heavy counter to storm mastery, and I can see that. We'll see why, but they also have storm elf, which you got to be careful of. But I can see this being a versatile stuff, and you can go ahead and go crazy on. Like, heck, clear forward for shields. I can see them running. That's why I see running Storm Mastery on certain schools for, like, the minion. The minion of the Water Elemental. Because Water Elemental is really good for setting up that Oni. But I could see a lot of changes where they could run a full blown, like, they can run heal drains, or they could run skeletal pirate to go combat against them. And I can see them using freaking Jin's larceny, or better yet, or Oni's morbidity. I can see them using these two spells for, like, ice. They can use this spell for, like, heal for opponents' heals into there. This is like, and I can see it. But the thing also is that the school identity is going to be heavily different from other stuff. Like, if you're gonna continue using Merciless, yeah, but you're gonna be regretting it, because if someone with an Ice Mastery, if a Death with an Ice Mastery comes in and just screws your strategy over, you're looking at approximately a Jin that could destroy you in an instant, like a quad buff Jin that can destroy you in an instant. Like, let's see, Dark Pact, it gives you 2 Deathblade. And I haven't seen a lot of people use Ellie Blades to go for it, to use the Jin. I haven't seen that. But I can tell you that, hey, yeah, Elemental Blade, if you're using it for a Jin, yeah, and then I can see like 1, 2, and I can see them running 3 of these just for the utility, and I'm just running the Shadow Queens. So the Shadow Queen gives 2. So I can see them using quad buff. And I can see them using bubbles even. Because bubbles are more versatile with anything else. And Death and Life are going to get the benefits of it. They're going to be top tier because of these changes. and I can see it happening a lot with Dark Pact, freaking Deathblade, or freaking Spirit and Ellie Blades. And I can see that a lot. The only counter to them is balance, but even then, if you get enough weaknesses on a balance, they can't counter you. I can see a lot of people just changing up their strategies because of Ice Mastery. I can see that. And I'm hoping that will happen very soon. And, well, oh yeah, I've been talking a lot. But overall, I think this is like a pretty good update. Do I recommend? And they also have the new key bosses, which give you lore spells. Um, Let me see. What was one of the key bosses? I can't remember. It was, oh yeah, the Lore Archmagus. I had to run Storm Mastery on that one. Because Storm Mastery, gives me... I had to run Storm Mastery. I don't want to run Storm Mastery. I want to run Ice Mastery. What if I... But yeah. Because there's certain ones like Celestia, Wisteria, Dragon's Fire, and Aqua. I can see, and trust me, they even have gear sets from, what is it? From the packs itself. Like, I see this. I see this and this being viable and people can get Jade armor from the Lore Archmagus. I can see that. I can see that in them, and I can see how they can react towards it. Because the Lore Archmagus, I believe that is, it drops, hold on, the thing. It drops anywhere from freaking Luminous Weaver to Handsome Formami to Brimstone Revenant to even Catalan. And I can see how viable, and trust me when I say it will be viable to do these new key bosses as well. The new key bosses, they're not that bad. Some give you Wisteria lore spell, and yeah, Keeper of the Flame. I forgot about that. They give you Wisteria lore spells. Now, to be honest, Wisteria lore spells are pretty good if you're going for Pigsy and whatnot. But you have to deal a certain amount of damage to this one certain boss. But you can also, it's an optional kind of thing, but you can also do Lady Stonegaze, and you can get Hephaestus, you can get, what else can you get? I forgot what it is. Queen Calypso, which I really, really want on my Storm, so don't freaking judge me. What was the other one? To Athena Battlesite, yeah. To Athena Battlesite. You get all those for your freaking thing. And then you got the final of it, which is the one that Deaths need, which is the freaking, what was it? Ship of Fools. Yeah, you go to Celestia for that. I can see a lot of viabilities with each passing moment, but I'm hoping that this update can come out very soon and whatnot. I know I'm gonna, but anyways, guys, if you do enjoy this video, I know I talked a lot and everything. I can't speak today because I'm just too tired of what the frick not. But if you do enjoy it, be sure to subscribe, or if and go over onto my Twitch and follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SleepyDogeGaming. And yeah, and I also have a Discord server. You have to go on my Twitch to join it. But if you want to talk with me and vibe with me and whatnot. But anyways, guys, if you do want more, if you do want more, let me know. Stay cheesy, and bye-bye.